Paulo, he thought that the vocation, the task of all human beings was to become more fully human. And to be more fully human meant a certain thing to Paulo, that humanization meant that we were going to increase our dignity. We're going to be increasing the respect with which we treated others and others treated us. That we're going to constantly be learning more and capable of doing more. And that we were going to have a more executive authority, more knowledge that enabled us to become what he called subjects of history, not objects. Subjects meant that we had plans and intentions, and we understood that we needed to take part in the making of society, or else society would be made for us by somebody else. Now, we understood that the society, the current society in Brazil and pretty much everywhere else, was dehumanizing. And it was not only dehumanizing to the masses of folks who had to live in cruel poverty and had to deny themselves and their children basic needs, and who also were treated with great violence and abuse by the police, and who lived in very small houses and apartments without proper plumbing, and who wore tattered clothes. Not only was this condition of life dehumanizing for the 20 million people who were illiterate in Brazil when Paulo began work in the 1950s, but it was also dehumanizing for all those who enforced that society on the rest of us. That dehumanization happened from top to bottom. That those in power, or what Paulo used to say, the power now in power, who benefited materially by denying equality and prosperity to the great mass of society, who captured most of the wealth of society and had most of the power, that to treat other human beings this way en masse was dehumanizing for them. And he also understood that all of us who were the target of these kind of policies were also not allowed to become more fully human. So his task was to figure out what kind of pedagogy, what kind of curriculum would address people as individuals who were in process of becoming more human and gaining more power, and who were also going to relieve the elite of their own dehumanization by our achievement of authority, of education. So this was the foundational belief. So all of us who work in formal education, we teach the same people that Paulo taught in informal education. But we teach most of their children in public schools, and we teach them in college, and most of my students have been working class and lower middle class. And so now I take that belief with me into the classroom and want to see how do his methods help me do that in this other setting.
Eu não tenho dúvida nenhuma de que eu não posso ser entendido fora de uma compreensão da ética em mim e da política em mim. Eu acho que nenhum educador, nenhum pensador da educação está afastado disso. Quer dizer, a educação, enquanto formação humana, é um esforço indiscutivelmente ético e estético. Quer dizer, não há como separar também a decência da boniteza, entende? Quer dizer, a educação, enquanto busca de boniteza, necessariamente procura a decência também, a decência do ser. E a natureza política dela, da educação, nos inviabiliza de ser neutros. Quer dizer, você tem que, no fundo, ter uma opção.